So we are with Coach Fulks and Maddie Kellyan following tonight's result against George Mason. First, an opening statement from Coach and then questions for the two of them.
This was a game we were really looking forward to because George Mason is a really high-level team. From an offensive efficiency standpoint, I don't think I can remember at any level, any game I've watched in my career where everybody on the other team was above 1 point per possession, with 4 people shooting 40 to 70% from the three-point line, and everybody on their team being above 45%. And so we knew that it was going to need to be collectively really good on defense because there wasn't one person that you could key on. They did a really good job of playing together as a group. And so I thought we actually had a really good scout in place. In the second half, we were able to put all the possessions together. In the first half, when we switched defenses, we had some miscommunications for 3 possessions, and then we got to figure out a way to finish the first minute of the second quarter and the fourth quarter. That's, we keep having big swings in the last minute, and so, we'll keep taking a look at that. But for sure, we have been great in the first and the third. I know the first quarter they were ahead, but I thought we played really well and just missed a couple shots. But we're having really good starts to halves, and we've got to figure out a way to finish them.
Obviously, the rebounding stats show awfully big and strong. That's just hard to counter. They're a good team. You just got to give them credit.
Yeah, I thought we knew 42 was going to be a pretty big challenge, but just like Toledo, they had some, graduate and upper level post players that were really experienced and have played in a lot of really big games, and so we got to work on being quicker on the first step and getting turned. We're just, we're a half step late on that, and so when the ball comes off, we're not quite ready, and so. I thought the last week we've spent a ton of time working on some really specific parts of the defense, and those made huge gains today. I'm excited to see kind of 3 weeks ago because it's all starting to flow together where they're understanding how, one set somebody runs, how we counter it, and how it works. And so that part's been really exciting. We got to keep putting together a couple better offensive possessions.
And defensively, you're bad at all.
Well, until the rebounding.
Yeah, except for that. Yeah, except for that.
Yeah, the 22 boards hurt.
Yes, definitely. How were you feeling when you raced a 14-point deficit and got it even?
Yeah, well, this is a team that always has a chance because we have a lot of great shooters, and so we have ways to get them the ball. I thought that was one of the big things when Peyton came in today. With the offense, we kind of flowed a little better at times, I thought, and so then we found a couple shooters. Obviously, Maddie shot it really well, and that has been one of the challenges we've had is, she brings the ball up, and obviously we've always known she's a really good shooter, and so getting the ball back to her can be hard when you're the point guard, and so I thought Peyton helped us do that, and then we ran a couple sets that we thought they could get looks, and to their credit, they knocked it down, and Meredith being 2 of 5 from the three-point line, and Maddie being 4 of 8, and we had Trey, we had Peyton, so we had some really good efforts, so we're always going to have a chance. But really, it still started with defense. We were able to get enough stops that we could get out and kind of get into stuff. Our problems, I think we're a really good team in transition, but if you can't get the rebound, you can't get out and go, so that'll be something that we got to be better at.
How tough was it to play? You see so many times catch up. You're down 14, you get it back to even, and all of a sudden they get it back again. You go, here we have to go again. Is it how tough to play that way? Even though you're shooting 1 or 2 shots and the difference is gone.
Well, it's definitely not ideal.
No.
We'd much rather, last game we played from ahead, but I think, whether we were ahead or behind going into the fourth quarter, we're not having great fourth quarters right now, and so that's something that we're going to have to really work at because, we need to be better at finishing games, and I think, some of it we're still kind of figuring out. We're getting in lineups, without area on the court that offensively, I don't think we have the right things in for some of those, unique lineups that we're getting into, and so we got to figure that, that's on the coaching staff. We got to figure out when we get into some different lineups how we're going to get really good looks. We've been running one of our sets, and tonight was the first time that we really saw the post players, but they were wide open, 3 or 4 possessions, and so helping train our guards on what they're visually looking at when things are coming open. But I thought we did a better job involving our post players tonight, and that needs to keep moving forward.
It's not a stamina thing. It doesn't appear like at all in fourth quarters. It's just a matter of figuring it out.
Yeah, I think it's just decision making, and obviously, physically, I think we're okay, but it looks like some mental mistakes down the stretch. But we got all the misses we needed. We just need to come up with some of those rebounds.
Yeah.
Maddie, for you, looking at the third quarter, obviously, it felt like defense translated to offense for you all in that third up people. How does that energize you all, and how does that help you all offensively when you get defensive stops there?
Yeah, I think like we really like playing off of our defense, and when we get steals and when we get blocks and our teammates get excited, like that energizes us as a team, and then we're motivated to go down on offense and like capitalize on it. So I think always like keeping that in mind that your defense is going to lead to good offense is a good way to play.
Yeah, this was the first game they've had a negative assist-to-turnover ratio, and the other team had more steals. You know, they've been turning people over for 30 points a game, and that was one of the things we focused on that I thought we did a good job of winning that battle.
You, being a newcomer yourself, do you feel like this team is still in the process of gelling, you think?
I think so a little bit, and especially myself, like being a point guard and trying to integrate myself into a team with a lot of returners and finding my place, and also being a leader on a team is hard. But I think we're coming together. We're spending a lot of time off the court together and on the court in practice. Like we can see the pieces coming together, and you can see it in games. So I think we're going to be good.
Off to Orlando now. How do you feel about that?
No, I mean, it's going to be really fun. Obviously, you know, we said down there it's going to be a big challenge, you know, getting to play Penn State and Tulsa. But, you know, the piece I'm really excited about is we're really close, and so the rebounding thing, you know, we're going to get it. I'm sure they're big. I have not looked at how big they are, but I'm sure they're big. And so that's the thing we need to be better at. It's the only piece holding us back right now. And so that'll give us a really good chance in, you know, in a big game to become better at that. And that's the only way sometimes with rebounding. You got to, you know, it's physical. You got to find ways to win the battle and win the battle legally. I thought we were playing harder now, but now we got to figure out how to, you know, balance hard with not fouling. That's kind of, you know, in the progression of all the years I've done this, it's kind of, you have to first learn, you know, what has to happen, and then you got to learn how to do it without fouling, and then you figure out how to do it. So we're moving through the progression, and we got to get there faster.
It's a process.
Well, not only, you know, from a basketball standpoint, being able to go down to Orlando, but for both of you all, you know, the team bonding aspect. You mentioned there's a lot of people coming together. It's kind of the first big road trip. You all been together for several months working together, but as far as being on the road, how much are you looking forward to kind of bonding with everybody on the road and getting to know each other a little better?
Yeah, and well, we went to Italy this summer, and that was really good for us, and we got off to a good start to spend a lot of team time together over the summer, which was really beneficial with the new team. But I think being in Florida and having fun and playing good competition, we're looking forward to that. And so, yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.